of the fact that they are doing things to us in the sky, our food, the toxins everywhere that we have in our body is like this, okay? It's like that. So bringing vibration back into the body like it's supposed to be. If you can put a 6.8 vibration back into your body, you can create magic. There are devices that I do have that will bring your body back into harmony, back into vibrations. Hi, my name is Randall Smith. I was 6, and it was February 28th, 1968. I went with my dad to his friend's house to help him. Well, I was only 6. He worked on my dad's friend's car. So I went with him over there, and they were inside the garage. I was inside the garage. I don't think they knew I was in the garage. The car was running. They were standing in front of the garage where they had a door they could walk in and out of. And I was in the back while the car was running, and I didn't know. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't have any idea what was going on. So I remember getting dizzy, and I fell. And when I fell, I busted my head on the bumper of the car. That's how they knew I was in the garage. So they took me out of the garage, brought me into the house, and they performed CPR on me because I left at that particular point. When my head hit the car, I remember going straight to the light. I didn't have a life review. I was only 6, not too much to review. So I went right to the light. And I had a being that greeted me there. I can't identify it. It was just a shimmering being that I saw. So he greeted me there, and we traveled along. We went through crystal cities, went down these immaculate roads, and ended up in a place where it looked like there was an octagon. It's a stop sign looking, which is an octagon. It looked like an octagon shaped well in the middle of the room. This this room was huge. I was only 6, so it was really big. So I remember seeing the well, and when I saw the well, another being appeared, and they were shimmering. They didn't have no features or nothing like that, but they were shimmering beings. And we walked to the edge, what looked like a well. When I got to the well, I was urged to put my hands into the well. So I did. And what was going on in the well was it looked like confetti, and it looked like all different colors of confetti in the well. So I reached in, and I had hands full of them, and I'm doing this with my hands with the confetti. I felt a light tingling charge, so to speak, to my fingers and hands, and I just put it back in there, and I'm just kind of amazed by it. Being a kid, I didn't know what it was anyway. So I'm just kind of amazed by this. And the beings on either side of me kind of for me to look up. And when I looked up, there was tunnels in front, to the left, to the right, and behind me. So I look, and when I look back to the left, they, I woke up on the couch. And when I woke up on the couch, they take oxygen off of me and said he's back. So after that point is when life got really interesting for me. It was that was gone for about 20 minutes, is what they told me. I didn't have a heartbeat for about 20 minutes before they brought me back. I went to the doctor, went to the hospital, and so on and so forth, and never really spent any time in there. So afterwards is when things got really interesting for me in life. When I was in the light, love was what encompassed me, and it grabbed me. It's what brought me into the light when I died at 6. So that itself, just knowing that there's that much love that is there for you when you go, that changed my life altogether. And knowing that, hey, that wasn't so bad. There's no such thing as death. It's like going into another room. Going into the room in your house is basically what it is to me. And there are a lot of people who are still in the physical plane that have died, that have not crossed over. And there's a lot of things called fear that keep a lot of people from crossing over too. Religion is one of the big things that keep people from crossing over. They're thinking they're going to go to hell or places like that, which is not the case. It's not the case at all. But that's what I do. I help people cross over, and I love it. I love it, absolutely love it. And I do a lot of them every year. There is a place called the Blue Gray World. Okay, the blue-gray world is between states, between Earth and the heavens, and then there's areas in between there, the dimensional blue-gray world. There are a lot of spirit that hang out in there. Some religions call it purgatory. I don't call it purgatory. It's a blue-gray world. Okay, it's where spirit goes because they're confused. They're stuck in a loop. They don't know what fear will keep a lot of people here because they don't want to go to hell because of religion. People think they're going to go to hell when they cross over. Everybody goes to the light. I don't care who you are, what you are. Everybody goes to the light. There are different dimensions and places like that in the light. Not everybody's going to go to the upper echelon of the light, but everybody does go to the light. Okay, so everybody eventually will go to the light. Let's put it that way, because fear keeps a lot of people here, and also not knowing that you're dead, because there's really no death. There's really no death. You just basically lift out of that physical body, and your personality of who you are is still there. That's your soul, that's your spirit. You're still there. So that in itself tells you that you have a choice of either going up to the light or stand on the physical plane. There are a lot of people who stay on a physical plane because they want to be here. Because of grief and things like that. They don't want to leave their loved ones. But you're actually doing more harm if you stay here as opposed to just going ahead and going into the light, and then that way you can go on with your soul growth. Let those here do as they will. You can help better from the light as opposed to being in the physical, because when you're in the light, you have a lot of different forces around you that can assist and help too with what's going on here on this planet. So it's best to go ahead and cross over. Like I said, if your grandmother or grandfather, your mom or dad was to come from the light to help you cross over, you're going to go with them. You're not just going to stay here on this physical plane. There's the spirit world in which we all come from. Hell would be, I tell people a lot, I don't believe in hell. I was married before, but I don't believe in hell. But it's earth can be hell and earth can be heaven. That's basically what you make it. If you're a bad person, you're not going to go to the upper echelons of the heaven world, of the spirit world. You will go to the light, but you're not going to go to the very top. You're going to be in these areas here, but you're not going to go all the way to the top. Well, we are heroes for coming here to begin with. We choose to come here, and we choose to come here for soul growth. There are other dimensions and there are other planets and galaxies as to which we can go to for soul growth. The Earth is an emotional planet. Everything we do here is based off of our emotions. So, and to think you're going to get it in one lifetime too is kind of crazy, because you're not going to figure out all the different aspects and ebb and flows of your emotions. So we come here and we learn our emotions. We are given free will too. So, and that's a big difference there. We can say yay or nay, whichever, and that's free will. So we came here for our lessons and we chose to come here. I have worked on people that have an attachment, but the attachment has an attachment. I know, right? And this is many, many lifetimes involved. Because if this one particular attachment took the life of this attachment, he may have attached to this person at the time while they were still alive and caused all kind of havoc. And once this person died, he stayed on this person. And then this person attached to somebody else. So now you've got what is called layering going on. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. I've had several cases of that. Not many, but several cases of that. So, and that's a very emotional state to be in too, because the trauma that has been experienced between both is can be really overwhelming. Let's say, for instance, I was alive in the 1500s, and I took the life of somebody close or dear to me. I took their life. And they attached to me shortly after I did that because they didn't know what had happened. So now they're getting revenge on me by attaching themselves to me. Okay, I die in that lifetime, and then I don't cross over. I stay on the physical realm. And somebody's coming along that I didn't particularly like, and I decide to go ahead and attach myself to them and create some problems. I have an attachment on me. And so when I attach myself to the other person, now that person's got two attachments on them. One person, but two attachments because there's a layered effect going on there with a second attachment on the first attachment. This doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And it's kind of a tricky situation because you got to cross the first attachment over before you can get the other attachment. I had a lady come to me and she had been over in Germany. I've known this particular lady for many, many years, and she's a client of mine. We become good friends. So she calls me on the phone and says, Randall, I don't know what's going on. I feel absolutely horrible. I'm so angry. Yada, yada, yada. So I said, okay, as soon as you come into the United States, let me know and we'll make arrangements and you can come and see me. So she comes over and I have her laid down and I'm telling her I'm doing a Reiki session because I don't want people to be freaked out saying that I'm going to take an attachment off of you because, I don't want people freaking out. So she knew what I do. She knows what I do. So she came in, she's laying down and I cover them up and I do a scan and I can feel her energy is so discombobulated that it's hard for me to think. And when that happens to me, especially when I'm in the presence of somebody, that tells me that they have several attachments on them because I just can't think. Okay, so I do my thing and I ask her if I can touch her, and she says yes. So I start at the head and I work around the head, and then I do the upper body and I go down the body with my hands. So as soon as I touch her head, I see many people and I see faces, just so quick, faces, faces. So I know she's got attachments on her. So I'll let go, I back up, and I put my protection around me again. Then I ask for those that are in the light, family, friends, and loved ones of those that are trapped here, please come forth from the light and assist and help with the healing. So as soon as I asked that, I saw a glow in the room. So I knew that now the light is open. Now we're going to help these people cross over. So I'm working on her, and I see all these people, all these people, all these people, all these people. I see a man, and he has a wheelbarrow. And this wheelbarrow he's pushing around. This wheelbarrow, Vivian, is full of bodies. Okay, so he takes this and he takes it to a pit. He dumps this wheelbarrow with these bodies in this pit. Okay, and he goes back and he does it again. He's doing this and he's doing this, and I'm going, oh my God, oh my God. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, what is going on here? So I try to communicate with the gentleman that has the wheelbarrow. Okay, I've got his attention. He keeps looking. He knows that I'm there. I can't get him to cross over. I bring everything forth to get him to cross over. I can't get him to cross over. Okay. I start working on all the people that were in the wheelbarrows. I'm just asking for groups now to come forth and light and assist and help with the healing. Rescue spirits of the light come forth. So I'm asking them all to come forth, and I'm seeing all these, and I know that spirit now is leaving. Okay. We got that going on. Okay. Now there's still no communication between the gentleman that's got the wheelbarrow and myself. I keep I keep asking for him to turn around and talk to me. He will not. Okay, so I back up a little bit from my point of view, and when I did, I saw that he had an attachment. The guy with the wheelbarrow was attached to the lady that I'm working on, but the guy with the wheelbarrow had an attachment on him. Okay, and as soon as I got that attachment to cross over, he looked at me and he says, I'm ready to go now. Thank you. And as soon as that happened, he was gone. I don't know how many people crossed over that particular day, but it was absolutely amazing. So afterwards, I talked to my client and I says, you had some crazy stuff going on with you, some really crazy stuff going on with you. And I started explaining to her what was going on and what I saw. She goes, oh my God. She goes, oh my God, Rand, oh my God. She goes, I was just at the Holocaust Museum in Germany a week ago. And she came back, and when she came to the United States, she went to New York to see a Holocaust museum exhibition that was going on in New York at the time. And that's when she called me. And when she picked up her attachments, she was in Germany when she got the attachments. So that in itself was crazy. And when I told her this, she goes, you're exactly right. She said, I was in Germany and I didn't feel good as soon as I left. I did not feel good. And I ain't feel good since. She goes, now I feel incredible. How can you heal traumas from past lives? If you don't meditate, learn to meditate, um, just by meditating in itself, answers will come to you, directions will come to you, and things of that sort to help you be directed in life. That would be one of the things that I would definitely do. Reading helps a lot. There's a lot of material out there, a lot of truthful material out there that would help if you have anything with attachments or something like that going on too. There's still a lot of stuff you can read about that. Einstein and Socrates said the key to medicine, the future medicine, is in sound, energy, and waves. Okay. So absolutely believe in it 100%. I am, ironically, as we talk, Vivian, I'm putting together plans in my head too. I am building a center in Indiana in the United States for healing. And it will be based off of sound healing and light therapy and things of that sort. So, ironically, you ask about it, and that's what I'm doing. I'm actually in the process of creating one now. Our body vibrates at 6.8 beats per second. The planet, ironically, vibrates at 6.8 beats per second. Our solar system is the same vibrational rate. Okay, because of the fact that they are doing things to us in the sky, our food, the toxins everywhere that we have in our body is like this. Okay, it's like that. So bringing vibration back into the body like it's supposed to be. If you can put a 6.8 vibration back into your body, you can create magic. There are devices that I do have that will bring your body back into harmony, back into vibrations. And when your body is back into vibrations, it has no choice but to do the healing process, which is homeostasis. And when you bring the body back into homeostasis, then healing begins. And when you do that vibration, you bring the vibration back into 6.8 terahertz. Now your body will heal as it's supposed to. But healing, vibrational medicine is the key. It is the future for medicine now because people are sick and tired of all the pharmaceutical stuff that they're taking. Doctors, it's no disrespect to doctors or the medical associations and not like that, but there are better ways to heal the body as opposed to cutting on it and taking drugs. Okay, there are vibrational medicines available out there. When everything is back into harmony, when you are balanced, that is when manifestation can happen because now you're focused, your body is focused, your energy is focused, everything is focused. You're vibrating at a higher rate than you typically would because if your body is discombobulated and the energy is everywhere, you're not going to vibrate way up here. You're going to be down here with the night crawlers. Okay, so when your body is brought back into homeostasis, vibration is correct. Now healing begins. And because healing is good, you feel good. Now your thoughts have changed, more positive. And when you create something called the scalar field, that is where you can create out of the blue or out of the gray or out of the green, whatever color you like. But when you're in that field and your body is balanced again, now you can create miracles. When your vibrations raise and you can help others raise their vibration, now you've got a lot of people up here vibrating at a higher pace. So when we're all vibrating at a higher rate, now we have the collective involved. When one or more gather in my name, I am there. So when the collective is vibrating higher, now you can manifest much easier. But when your vibration is higher and your mentality is higher, the things that you want to manifest aren't what they are when your vibrations are down here. So when you raise your vibrations, your manifestation, what you want in life changes. It's not so much of the Ferrari, or the $1 billion home or things like that. It could be better friends, better home, better environment, because manifestation means you can get it very quick. Well, once you have all the money you can ever use, then what? Then what? What are you going to do? You manifest the right friends, the right frequency of friends, and everything else will be fluid for you. And that's where happiness is Of course, I want to be successful, but I'm happy knowing that you're successful and my friends are successful. Now we're raising the vibrations up to where everybody can manifest what they want in life. We don't always get what we want. We don't always get what we desire. We get what we need. And we get what we need to be able to go on to the next emotional, vibrational state that we can go to. So, by manifesting things into our life, we will raise our vibrations. And you can't raise your vibrations unless you start within. Once the body is vibrating like it's supposed to, now you can raise your consciousness. If we could all meditate at the same time, you could feel the connection of the collective, meaning the people of the same vibration that you are. So just by simply meditating, you can raise that vibration. If you guys can get together and do a group meditation too, that'll help also in different parts of the planet. There are people around the planet who do post things like that on Facebook and other social medias about doing a timed meditation. And that alone is raising the vibrations of our planet. It's not hard to do, but the hard part is reaching everybody and getting them to cooperate to do it at the same time. Thank you, Vivian, for having me on your show. Your audience is absolutely fascinating and full of love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, now, if I can say one thing for you guys, I'll say this, okay? When you become everybody you've ever encountered in your life review, your life will change. Your decision making will change and everything else. Just know that you will become everybody you've ever encountered in this lifetime in your life review. So treat people with love, treat them with kindness, treat them with happiness. Be, be God to people. Thank you.